Hey kiddos, this is day 15. This is for Mrs. Bailey's and Ms. Hancock's reading students, and today we're going to talk about different types of point of view. So we're going to start out how to decide from what perspective the story is told. Of course, perspective would be whose feelings you're hearing in that story. So you will learn about how to decide which point of view the story is told from. There are 5 types of points of view. Now, we're talking about fiction. We're not talking about nonfiction. We're really talking about fiction stories. So we're going to talk about first person, second person, third person objective, third person omniscient, and third person limited. But how do we know which is which? Well, first, focus on which pronouns are used most in the text. If you mostly see like I, me, my, even our or mine, then it's being told in first person, in the first person point of view. Now you got to remember, we're not talking about text that's in quotation marks that the characters are saying. We're talking about the narrator who's telling the story and what pronouns you see the most in what the narrator is saying who is telling the story. But moving on, if you see pronouns like you and your, then the story is told in the second person point of view. Not many authors do this. Dr. Seuss, the Places You'll Go, he talks in second person where he's talking to the reader. But often, most of the time, you're not going to see this in fiction. Then, if you're seeing pronouns like he, she, they, them, their, maybe common nouns like boy, girl, or proper nouns, names like Sue or Dan, then you know that the story is told in the third person point of view, meaning that the narrator is outside the story. So first person is going to be a character telling the story from, a character that's in the story telling the story. Third person is going to be somebody outside the story telling the story. But then you got to think about which type of third person is it. It's a narrator outside the story, but what type of third person? So next you can think about character thoughts, feelings, and actions. If no thoughts or feelings are given, and you only know what the characters do, their actions, then it's being told in third person objective. So you only see character actions or hear character actions, no feelings. That's third person objective. However, if you hear thoughts and or feelings, and those thoughts or feelings are given by the narrator, then ask yourself, do you know the feelings of 2 or more characters? Or are you only hearing the feelings of one of the characters? Well, if you are hearing the feelings of both characters, if you're hearing the feelings of 2 or more characters, then it's going to be third person omniscient. Omni means all, niscient means knowing. So an all-knowing narrator. So a narrator who knows the feelings of 2 or more characters would be third person omniscient. So if the outside narrator is telling the story and you're hearing the feelings of 2 or more characters, then it's third person omniscient. However, if you're only hearing the feelings of one character, then that's third person limited, because you're only hearing the feelings are only limited to one character. So if you're hearing the feelings of 2 or more characters, that's third person omniscient. If you're only hearing the feelings of one character, that's third person limited. So just to review, you've got first person narration, where the story is being told by somebody inside, a character inside the story. You have second person, where the narrator is talking to you as the reader, such as in Dr. Seuss's Oh, the Places You'll Go. All the way through that book, Dr. Seuss talks about where you are going to go. And then you've got third person, where that's a narrator outside the story, is telling the story. And if the narrator is not giving any feelings, just telling actions of the characters, it's third person objective. If the narrator is telling the thoughts or feelings of two or more characters, that's third person omniscient, all-knowing. If the narrator is only giving the thoughts or feelings of one character, that would be third person limited. Now remember, you're only looking at what the narrator says, not what's in quotation marks that the characters are saying, only what the narrator is saying. I hope that's clearing it up, and next you will go to your assignment. Thanks so much.